Down to 7 Pacific.
What you out there? Yes, clear.
Loud and clear.
Friendly fire!
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Frame we stop on, we look absolutely hideous.
You can't try to be hot. You cannot, dude.
You can't find a hot frame of
It's
yourself.
nuts.
It's
Okay,
done.
here's the thing. I understand how so sometimes there's people who are like really hot and you see them in movies and they can't really act well, but they're like really hot and you know that they got casted because of that. And I go, I get it now though. Because like imagine like you're trying to film a feature and it's around like my face. There'd be so many angles. There'd be so many shots where you're going, "What is that?"
Yeah.
Like audiences has to consume this.
Yeah.
Right.
We can't just put.
The Coen brothers are doing a lot for unattractive people though. Like their movies, it's like Buscemi, Turturro. These guys are not.
Do you not think Steve Buscemi is attractive?
Fuck no, dude.
Really? I'm being
That's a crazy take. That's a crazy
I don't think he's
take.
that. I think he's kind of cutesy.
Kind of cutesies. What do you think, Anthony?
He's unique.
He's unique, yeah.
It's a unique face, but nobody would. I think people have also been psyoped because he's been in so many movies.
Yeah, I can see
there's
that.
a thing like that where if you're in so many movies, you start to become attracted to somebody. Because Turturro's like that now. Since Severance, everybody's like, oh, he's zaddy, you know, because he's gay in that show.
Yeah, but I also think I to be fair, Adam Scott in Severance when he was a college professor when they showed that when he had that 5 o'clock
piece.
shadow, dude, I was like, where the fuck have you been?
Right?
Where the fuck were you in Parks and Rec?
Right? Ben Wyatt, it's just he didn't give off hot vibe.
No, and then all of a sudden you put him you put a pencil behind his ear and you slick his hair back, and it's like, brother,
get
I'll
it.
let you fucking sodomize me.
So everyone's hot.
I'm bringing back sodomy, by the way.
You are?
Yeah, I'm bringing
bringing it
back the
back?
word. I'm not bringing
Oh,
the
okay.
yeah.
It's
I'm
fun.
not gonna. I've been trying to bring back the action, but my lady does not have any part of it.
He doesn't like it?
No.
Isn't
And not even when it's her birthday. That's my treat.
Is sodomy? Is it? I thought sodomy was anything like technically
your butt.
speaking. No, I thought it was anything that was premarital, like technically in the Christian term. Is it?
I thought it was anal.
I thought it was anal too.
Jamie, bring up sodomy.
Hey, pull up Google image.
Sodomy?
Google video sodomy near me.
I like it as a word.
Well,
Sodomy.
you know
It's
that
just
there's
really
still
funny.
like I don't know if Anthony, you might know what I'm talking about, but there's like a thing called the UCMJ in the military. It's the Uniform Code of Military Justice, and there's
It's
a
in
bunch
there,
of,
right? Sodomy, yeah.
There's a bunch of rules that like they made in the 1700s or whenever the fuck they formed this thing. So some of the laws are like crazy. It's like there's like articles that are like if you do these you can like get tried. One of them is sodomy. It's Article 115, and then the other one is. There's another funny one. It's adultery. You can get tried.
cheating on your wife
so if
is
you
illegal.
get cheated on your wife, you can like technically like get in trouble in the military.
Get arrested,
Really?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
can get arrested for cheating.
Yeah.
on your wife?
And if you get arrested for if you cheat on your wife with sodomy, they just shoot you.
They shoot you in the face,
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, it's just funny.
Dude, there was a furry on and when I was in the military in my unit. There was a guy at a neighboring unit. We were in 21. We were in 21 area in Camp Pendleton, and there was a guy stationed in 21 area Camp Pendleton from 2013 2017. If you're listening, I know you were there, you freak. There was a furry. He would dress up on the weekends. Everybody else on a military base, everybody else would be like going to the chow hall, and you would pass by like a fox.
He was going to the chow hall.
Dude,
It was a little kibble.
Yo, he has a chow hall.
Yeah, it's a little kibble tray. What animal? What animal?
It was a fox.
Of course, it's always a fox.
Dude,
Why
he
is it
would
always
dress up as a fox and like walk by us,
not
and
a
we'd be like,
wolf?
"Yo, you're a freak."
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. I think they're freaks, right?
Yeah, no, furries are weird.
No, man, he served, dude. Show him some respect.
He served.
He served. He probably still in. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Being a human.
Who would you rather have in a foxhole? A
Yeah,
fox.
I'd rather have a real fox.
Dude, he was in some foxholes.
That guy's an animal. I love him.
You just called him a freak to his face, and he's probably got butt plug in.
What if he yeah, well,
he's having a good time.
There's
He
certain
frolics.
things that I think we should stop allowing.
Stop it, like outlaw it.
I think we should outlaw. If there's going to be an article, if we're still outlawing sodomy in the military, furries has to be
Furries
next.
should be in
Leave
the same
'em.
thing, right?
Leave them.
I don't care.
I think cheat on your wife and furry is like kind of comparable, though. I think you can't have. I think you got to charge for both, or not at all.
You would so if we're doing one, we have to do both. It's like a group.
Yeah.
If they can beat you in a PT test and shoot a better
Imagine
ball,
if they're just nice as fuck.
Nice as fuck.
They're like green beret.
if he's
level,
beating
dude.
you in the furry costume in
Yeah.
a PT test, let him
Take
stay.
the-
Yeah, let him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
And then also, it'd
He's
be
wearing
perfect
the ears
for.
on the helmet.
Imagine an ISIS guy seeing a fox.
dude.
What the?
What the? There's like you're laying down you're laying down covering fire, and there's a fox bounding at you with a
Yeah.
240.
It might be a good distraction.
For real.
Dude,
It
they
might
would be
be
like,
good. Yeah.
they'd be shooting over
I
the
love how they
wall.
shoot over that.
Dude, shooting over walls is
That's
so
how the
fucking
Taliban
sick.
shoots.
Yeah.
It's like they just go behind a brick wall and they're just.
Did you ever do that? You ever did an over the wall?
I did no, but I. What was the coolest thing I ever
Did a
shot?
sick trick shot. You did a wanted.
Yeah,
like
curved-
a
curved
John
a
from
bullet.
around a pillar.
Dude, who is goddamn?
Crazy.
Oh
It's your
my
pod.
god,
I know,
this
checking tech.
girl's like,
This is your pod.
Girls trying to.
Whose pod is this?
it's my fucking girlfriend. She's like, how's it going? I'm gonna say not great. We had to start the podcast over 3 times. Not great.
Furries in
And
the
I look
military.
kind of hot in this lighting. The lighting's convincing me that I look good.
The lighting
Feels
does make
good.
you. It gives
It makes you
false-
feel better.
Yeah, you look at
Yeah.
yourself.
because
you're like, I'm not
sometimes I'll
bad.
feel like a troll.
Yeah.
You guys
No,
get pussy or what?
No.
Welcome back to the Friendly Fire Podcast. You guys get pussy or what are we doing?
Just some hard.
Nick, do you have a girlfriend?
No, we broke up with my long-term girlfriend a while ago.
When you moved out here?
Single. It was like a couple months after. We were gonna do long distance, then we broke up.
It's for the better if you didn't.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
it's okay.
How long were you with her before?
But yeah, I get pussy. You ever get pussy for 9 years from the same woman? I was
You,
getting
dude, okay,
crazy
does
pussy.
this, okay, so now that we're on this, this actually bothered me.
Yeah.
I was talking to my friend who's married, and he was telling me about, like, he was like, dude, I got fucking head last night. And I was like, that's, like, insane to tell me about your wife.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's, like, fun when you're in high school and some guy's like, I hooked up with this chick.
can't do that,
And now when
yeah.
you're, like, an adult, being like, I was like, you were in a good
Yeah.
mood, and he went, yeah, I got my dick sucked. And I went,
Yeah.
by Samantha?
Yeah.
Oh, the lady that
Oh.
I was at your wedding.
Yeah, yeah,
What are
yeah.
you out of your mind telling me that?
So I'm gonna be alone with Samantha. She's gonna be explaining the artichoke dip at the Super Bowl, and I'm gonna have to not think about my
Yeah, yeah,
sucking
yeah.
my friend's dick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would never do that to a friend.
How do you like the dip? You suck my friend's dick.
Yeah.
You suck his penis.
Dude,
It's good though.
I just don't.
It's good though.
It's good that you're doing that. I also had a friend cheat on his. This was funny. I had a friend who cheated on his wife, and he told me about it. And he called me to tell me about it, and he was like really upset with himself. And then he was like, "Are you mad at me?" And I was like,
so weird.
"Brother, I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. Your wife is gonna be
Yeah.
pissed. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. I'm gonna respect you a little less. But
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
why are you asking me if I'm mad?" He's
Mad is a weird thing to get.
like, "Yeah,
My friend cheated on his fucking wife. My fucking friend cheated on his wife. They had a beautiful thing. It's just
they
really,
do have kids together, which is fucked."
Oh yeah,
It is
that
fucked up,
would
yeah.
yeah.
It is
Yeah.
disappointing.
I also-
Mad is the wrong word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
disappointing. I
It
get that.
disgruntled, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent.
I'm sad for you because you're kind of fucking up your life a little bit.
Yeah,
with my
and-
friend.
and I'm
yeah.
and I'm sad for her because I know
Yeah,
her.
and I know her, and she's cool. If she's cool,
I'm not mad. We're cool.
I'm not mad.
I'm not.
Yeah, we're
I'm
cool.
not. I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not.
In fact, tell me. In fact, give me a detail.
Yeah.
How did it happen?
Wait, who? I'm not.
That's when it's cool to accept details. If you cheat on your wife, that's cool.
you know,
To be like, well, how did it happen?
you're like,
You know?
wait,
Yeah.
what were you wearing?
Whoa, school teacher.
I'm
huh?
not a big fan of anybody who does that though. That
Infidelity? Me
infidelity, it makes my tummy hurt.
neither. I don't like infidelity.
It does,
You
dude.
get a tummy
I don't
ache?
like when people fuck
Trust me,
around.
we joke about it all the time, but I
Yeah,
hate
Josh
it.
is like, gives me a tummy ache. That's what when I do it. I take Pepto Bismol. This podcast is brought to you.
fire. No, I don't even think I could get hard. If I was
What?
trying to cheat on a
Oh,
lady.
okay.
If I was trying to cheat on my girlfriend, I don't think I
Pause
would get
there.
hard.
Wild, yeah. Yeah,
That's
really?
why we take Blue Chew.
BlueChew.com. Promo code save.
Every riff is a setup for an ad, guys.
Yeah.
Just
And that's
know.
why I don't.
Hey, listeners, don't get comfortable.
Don't get comfortable.
Don't get
We're on
comfortable.
our shit today,
Yeah.
boys.
We're
No,
so
I don't
close.
think I could. I don't think because I've cheated on a girl when I was 18. I cheated on the girl that I was dating. I made out with, I don't know if I can legally disclose this, Taylor Richards slut. And I made out with Taylor Richards at a party, and then I cried to my girlfriend. I drove to her house. I was
Whoa.
drunk, and I drove to her
Sorry.
house, and I was like, I'm so stupid. I was doing that
I would do
thing.
that. That's how I would exit. You reacted exactly probably how I would react.
In the
I
rain.
spazzed on myself.
I would feel so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Oh, I'll never do that
Yeah.
again." And then that same girl went and got
Yeah.
fingered at Electric Force. So I mean, I earned it. If you're going to a music festival as you're getting fingered,
You're getting fingered.
minimum, bare minimum.
Even
you're getting
guys.
fingered. And you're
Yeah.
Even guys get fingered at music.
You ever take a lady to a music festival?
No.
No. Electric Forest. Where the
Never
fuck
been.
were you 2013?
I was graduating high school.
You weren't fingering.
I wasn't.
You weren't fingering my girlfriend at.
No, I wasn't.
At Electric
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember.
You live in Iowa, right? Be crazy.
It'd be crazy
Like,
to I don't remember.
Not-
I might have.
I get so much
It's like-
pussy, I forgot.
I get so much.
Have you
I
seen
figured
Have you
so
seen
much.
Crash? You know
The
how like
movie
yeah,
Crash?
how all the stories intertwine. It's like this podcast moment led to you fingering my girlfriend.
And you discovered.
And when I was in the military, having a full freak out, they like
Oh.
punched a wall locker when I found out.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, I'm so mad.
Dude,
Oh,
the
that'd be crazy.
insecurity I would have if I was overseas and I had like a girl, I would freak out every day.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
It's just and then you hear all the stereotypes, like the whole stereotype.
I mean, it's not. It's not. It's a real thing. It really.
I know,
is.
but that's what I mean.
But it's also
yeah.
unfair to be like 18, being like, hey, this other 18-year-old, put her in a long-term,
I know, that is
long
it's shitty.
distance
It's-
relationship. It's like,
yeah.
wait, have her waste her college.
I wouldn't say it's shitty.
No,
It's just
go-
naive.
Yeah, go
it's-
get.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not intentionally doing anything
You're a
bad,
lover
but it's
boy.
like go if you're in high school or if you're dating somebody that's in your high school sweethearts and they go into the military, either get married right then and there or get dogged out at the frats and break up with them.
Life is extreme.
What I'm not kidding. I don't think I know anybody that. I don't know a single person who got married when I was in the military that's still with the person that they're with.
Wow,
It's
really?
rare, and it's like,
I-
especially
and,
when you
this
get married
is-
young.
Especially 8 years
So
out.
a lot of them get locked up, huh?
They get locked up.
Locked up. I cheated on my wife.
Can't let sodomize my neighbor. I
Also,
got
how cool
locked
is that
up.
to have that on your record? Like,
Yeah, this guy,
like,
the guy
yeah.
got kicked out of the
Yeah,
Marines
this
for
guy
getting
fucks.
pussy.
Yeah, this guy fucked.
Yeah,
He can't be
what
in the
you-
Marines. He
yeah,
fucks.
He got dishonorably discharged twice.
Hey, dishonorable, but
Yeah,
pretty cool.
one was the sodomy. The other was the when they kicked him out.
Yeah.
Look, we got to kick you out, but honestly,
Dude, imagine reading somebody's resume and it's like your criminal records on there. Sodomy. What the fuck, dude?
What
Are
the
you serious?
Article
raped
1?
somebody?
It
I
just-
didn't know you got hoes like that,
Yeah,
man.
that's like a medieval record.
You trying to?
Sodomy on there.
It's like a nice family. You're like applying to like a family business.
Yeah.
You're trying to like apply to like the local
your
car
DD-214
dealership.
says sodomy on it.
You're like, yeah, well, okay. It says it's how everything
Yeah.
here is immaculate. You went to college. You got a dishonorable.
Wow.
I'm confused. You got a general discharge in the military, but it says the only thing that negative on here is you got a Article 115 sodomy. Can you
Sodomy?
expand on what that was?
Can
and you're
you,
like,
yeah, hey.
I was at Electric Forest. There's Josh's girlfriend was there.
yeah, I had to fuck.
I had to
mean,
finger
I
her
had to
butt.
figure her butt,
sorry.
dude.
Do fingers in the butt feel good for a lady? They can't, right?
I think they do maybe for some. You know.
This is why we should be having pod. By the way, sometimes they go.
I honestly wonder what
Sometimes
the-
I think about whether or not I should have a podcast.
Yeah. but
And then I
you
ask
think of a
questions like,
genius question.
and then I think of questions
Yeah.
like, does a finger in the butt feel good for a lady?
Well, this
and then I
is-
go, of course I should have. a
I'd be
podcast.
interested in the dynamics because you have male like
Prostates.
yeah, but like also male internalized homophobia of just like I would never have a finger in my ass. I'm gay. Well, that's not internalized homophobia. That's just preference, I guess. But you have the people that are homophobic. But then women, there might it's
Because
like
you
more
hate women, right? I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was the thing I forgot about.
Yeah, but,
yeah.
But it's more
Mixed bi, yeah.
It's more I'm bi, but it's more acceptable for a woman to have a finger in the butt, like just in general in society. So it's like I wonder what the percentage is, you know, of like women that enjoy it versus men that would admit that they enjoy it. Probably like kind of close.
I don't like a finger in the butt, but you can eat my ass.
Okay, sounded like you were.
I don't think
offering.
anybody. I wasn't an offer. I'm just putting it out there.
Did you guys see the new Christopher Nolan trailer?
I hope it's cut together just like, yeah, like Josh edits this.
I
just
no,
like-
I don't spend any
He
time.
doesn't even bring it. We don't even bring up the finger in the butt or anything.
Dude,
He just
I don't
brings
even-
it up
The bottom just
randomly.
like this.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't even edit. Brother, I don't pay. Dude, I don't pay. I don't plan for the podcast. I don't edit the podcast. I honestly, to be quite frank with you, I'm sitting here and I'm regretting the podcast.
The whole thing.
Hey, dude, I was at podcasts all day because my girlfriend Ariel is she produces Dillon Carlino's, and I go with her to help her like set up the cameras and equipment. So then it's like a fun hang. So I did that, and then I produced Stuff Islands today too. So now this is my 6th hour of being around a podcast, and now I have to try to be funny.
Don't be.
Yeah.
And it's already hard enough for me to try to be funny, and now we're adding the pressure of
Let it go.
for my
Don't
platform.
be funny. You don't have to be. We can have a serious pod.
Yeah, let's talk about like
That'd be
serious
cool.
things.
Yeah.
How do you feel about labias?
Labias. That's
I'm bombing. This is crazy. Look at the
Labias.
camera right here.
he's bombing.
I'm
folks.
bombing.
Oh, I was looking at your camera.
No, I told you to. I wanted you to look at my camera. I'm looking directly into the
Well,
listener.
we have to go labia majora or menorah. Are we? Is it menorah?
Menorah? No,
It's
that's the thing you
that's
spin.
The thing.
That's a dreidel.
Yeah, that's a top.
A menorah.
A menorah?
Menorah is what's on their head, right?
No,
No,
No, that's a yarmulke.
Oh, you just
What
keep,
is the
we
menorah?
just keep
Oh,
naming.
it's the thing you light.
Oh, I was gonna keep naming the wrong Jewish thing. I knew what it was. I was just gonna
Oh.
keep naming the bro. Like, what's gefilte?
Oh, did you
Yeah.
grow up Catholic?
Yeah.
Did you go to Catholic school?
No.
No. Did you grow up Catholic?
No,
What's your ethnicity?
gay. Is that the right? No, no, I'm half Asian. Jap.
No way.
Half white. You didn't know that? I feel like.
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, some people I don't.
So are
some
you
people
white?
forget.
Are you
Yeah.
are you Japanese on your mom or your dad's side?
Dad's side? It's the
So
cool,
is your dad,
cool
like-
version? The cool version. He's dead, but yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
So he was 100% Japanese.
He died at the electric forest. The electric suicide
He
forest.
thinks electric
Grab
suicide
the
force.
fence. The electric fence. At the electric
Fuck,
fence.
dude, the
He grabbed-
electric suicide forest is crazy.
Yo, he thought he was just rolling. That dude fucking
He
fried
fingered
himself.
himself to death.
Yeah, no, it's
fingered
normally Asian mom because it's white guys into Asian women.
Ah,
So an Asian guys.
you're a unicorn.
No, I think it's like 85-15. I think it's kind of like.
Did you run the
crazy
numbers on
disparity. I looked it up once. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's like 80-20 or something like that.
For people who are,
It's more like if you're half Asian and half white, it's more likely that it's gonna be an Asian mom.
but you grew up in Baltimore the whole time, right?
No, I'm from Southern California originally. I was
What?
born- Yeah, I was. That's where my parents got divorced, and then my mom moved to Maryland. So that's
Got
why
it.
I grew up in Maryland. Yeah.
We're in California.
Garden Grove. It's
Garden
called. It's referred to as Little Saigon.
Little Saigon.
Yeah.
That's
Lot of
that sounds like a
Vietnamese.
great place.
Dude, it's honestly, it's so funny.
It's like Lil Fallujah.
Yeah, but it's like Little Saigon. You can get bubble tea, and nobody knows how to drive.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm thinking of the Vietnam War, right?
Yeah.
Saigon.
Okay, yeah. I just
Yeah,
wanted to make sure I wasn't
Saigon's
being
the main-
racist. That was like
Is
a really
Saigon the
bad
cap-
battle
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
war.
Yeah.
No,
But it's a real place.
yeah.
Yeah, come out to if you guys want, we have Little Ramadi down. Yeah,
It's just like when people
It's like
say Little Italy and stuff like this. That area has so many Vietnamese people.
I think the
That's what they
difference
call it.
is
Saigon
like
was
Italy.
a-
It's like, oh,
yeah.
nice, there's pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With little
Saigon, there's
little
people-
Saigon, there's 14-year-olds with AK-47s and bamboo hats. That's crazy.
No, dude,
They're
these are-
squatting, smoking cigarettes, sniping you.
They still
It sounds
squat.
cool to me.
They still squat and smoke cigs, but no, they're like.
This is the most diverse this podcast has ever been.
Yeah, they're like.
All
I always
over,
try to
dude.
talk about it because I grew up in like Annapolis, which is like as white as it gets, and then I would go to the summers to see my dad, and I would just be near Vietnamese cholos, and it was just the weirdest.
Oh yeah, because they're like real deal.
Yeah. They're like those Asians. They're not like.
They're like Asians into Mexican culture.
They're Asians into Mexican and black culture,
which
And
is
then
like an
they're-
odd type of-
I mean, you still have like the first generation people. It always takes time, but within 3 years, they're wearing Dickies and fucking. They're wearing
White tees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're wearing cholo shit and Vans and stuff like that. But that was like it was just a weird culture shock every time. I
But
went
did you
there.
spend most of your time with your mom in Maryland?
Most of the time with my mom. The summers were with the cholo.
Well, the summertime in the summertime cholos.
It's the perfect time.
Summertime cholo.
First time I had a
and
first
the
time I had a
cholos,
beer was
the
a
low
40
riding.
in a public park. That's a very cholo move.
Wait, what'd you say?
First time I had a beer was a 40 in a public park.
With a brown paper bag
with
around
my
it.
Vietnamese
in
friends.
SoCal.
Yeah.
They're like,
It
hey,
was
pour
sick.
some out for the homies.
Yeah, I
fool."
thought that was normal too. I thought that's what you do when you drink. I mean, I was 18.
Do they
so
have?
17.
Do they have accents?
It's like fool.
Food.
Like, what a fool.
They do like the street
Their
dialogue.
English is like it's like Latino California, Southern California.
Okay.
But then with their parents, they always the people that I know like. I think Koreans, like the Koreans I grew up next to, they spoke pretty good Korean. But then like the Vietnamese ones, like some of them spoke well, but like my friends didn't. They would like. I remember my friend got caught smoking a cigarette when he was like 17 because his aunt saw him at a park smoking a cigarette, and his mom called him when we were like drinking in the park, and he goes like, he's like having this heated conversation, and then all of a sudden he goes. Yeah, the world, that motherfucking bitch, and then kept going back in it. I was like, "That's so." I
Dude,
laughed so hard.
It is so
Yeah.
funny when people speak
Yeah.
English and another language and they
Dude,
swear in
it's-
English. It's so
it's so
fucking
funny,
good.
yeah.
Because my lady's Greek and I'll hear that.
Oh, she speaks Greek.
Her
That's
and her
cool.
family does
That's
too, and
cool.
so I'll hear them arguing about
Yeah.
something, and then
Say
just hear
something.
like bull fucking shit,
Yeah,
and then they
yeah,
go back
yeah.
into like
It's just so
tzatziki,
funny.
tzatziki,
Yeah. It's just such a funny. It's so funny in the Asian accent.
Dude,
too.
her grandma, this is nuts. Her grandmother, I've talked about it here, but the last time we were home, we stayed at her mom's house, and her grandma now lives with her mom, and and her grandma has like broken English. It's like her 5th language she spoke. And instead of saying good night, she came into our room and said, "Good luck sleeping." And I was like, "Yo, I'll fuck you up.
Funny.
What the fuck are we talking about? Good luck sleeping."
I love shit like that. Like they don't understand the phrases.
They don't understand
like
that
the connotations of phrases.
Well, it's also the same with like my mom. Dude, my mom is like that on Facebook as well, where it's like she doesn't get that like she'll like my mom like fully falls for AI. What it'll be like? It'll be like 95% of the people will ignore this. 5% will share it if they support the troops, and it'll be like an AI image of like a guy with a robot arm, but like he's holding a flag in the other. He's in camos. And it's like my mom fucking eats that
so
up.
funny.
She's like, I'm gonna support that.
Is it like I feel like it's worse when your dad falls for AI than your mom?
Yeah, mom, you kind of
sexist?
expect it. Yeah.
Like, because my dad once, like he sent me this video. This was like early AI. It was like it's probably
Early Allen Iverson.
Yeah, early Allen Iverson.
He was still in the Blazers.
1999. He was nice. He sent me this video and it was like you probably have seen it. It's like Bruce Lee playing ping pong, but he's like playing it with like chopsticks or some shit. And my dad was like, "Dude, this is crazy athletic." And I'm like, I didn't. It felt like a real moment of like, damn, Dad, you're kind of losing it a little bit.
Well, the worst thing is. The worst is when people, I don't know if you guys have this a lot, but I'm from like a small town in Iowa, so I get like a lot of like redneck families who do this. They'll share Facebook accounts. That's like a thing that couples
like a husband,
do. A husband, wife.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like my dad's, so it'll be like my friend's dad and mom's account.
Yeah.
But they'll be liking their daughter's friend's photo of them in a bikini.
Oh my god!
And it's like it's just the dad, or it's the mom trying to be supportive.
It's the mom being supportive.
It's the mom. It's the mom being supportive most likely. But you can't do the heart if there's 2 people on there because then it also could be like,
it's just
I guess
weird.
Darren likes. Yeah.
Oh.
I guess
Looking good.
Yeah. I guess. Looking good. And it'll
bad emojis too.
Dude, they'll also hyphen sign off. My mom will sometimes. My dad doesn't have Facebook, so he'll use my mom sometimes, and then he'll sign his name.
Yeah.
As if like my mom was just gonna show a photo of him with like rainbow trout. Good catch today. Hyphen Mike.
It's crazy.
Are your parents active online?
Not really. I've seen my uncle like pornography pages on Facebook.
That's what Uncle's liking.
Call
that
him out
is
right now.
worse,
Call him out
dude.
right now.
Uncle's liking it as worse.
I was scrolling and it said my uncle's name likes Pornhub, the Facebook page.
Dude, I've had that pop up too. I've had that pop up with
Why would you have
one
such
time
a
my
like?
cousin liked black.com and it popped up.
My God.
And I was like, brother.
Yo, you get into specifics.
Hey,
That's
listen,
even crazy.
we can all start looking. We can take a gaze once in a while, but don't be posting, don't be liking it on
You can't
Facebook.
like
I was hacked.
I was a hack. If you get a friend request from me, it's not me.
We were talking about that the other day. Like when you send like when you're with a
I was acting crazy.
when you're with a friend and you're like they're watching what you're typing and you type something crazy like he was having some sort of conversation with somebody and then at some point he just typed like, "Your girlfriend's sexy as fuck. Can I see your tits?" And then deleted it. Like you know, like
As a joke,
like
as a
wouldn't it
joke.
be funny if I said that, right? And then we just thought how funny it would be if he accidentally hit enter and then he just destroys it like all the TVs. Like he thinks that's gonna
run away.
I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna burn down the studio.
Dude, do you remember when you were in like 8th grade messaging ladies being like, "Sorry, my brother took my phone"?
Yeah.
Like you would like send like a
Oh,
risky
yeah.
text and be
Yeah.
like, "Ew," and you'd be like,
Yeah.
"Sorry, that was my brother."
Yeah.
My phone.
Grab my phone.
Yeah, I left my Facebook logged in my brother. It was totally not me asking to.
I would never do that.
Yeah, I would never.
My
ask
friend,
you.
no, I did something really bad to a friend. It's kind of funny though, but like on my birthday party, my friend had just started dating, or not dating. You know, in your middle school, where
Yeah.
it's like you just say you have a crush on somebody, and then
Yeah.
like you text each other. That's what dating is. So like it was like his first girl. He doesn't know.
No, dudes were like, I've had friends who were like 13 that were hooking. They were
That's
fucking.
some Iowa
and
shit,
I'm like,
though.
that's
That's
crazy.
That's the age
I
of
remember being
consent there.
dude. You gotta
fucking
populate the
40-year-olds.
farm. Yeah.
There are 4-year-old dudes fucking my friend.
Yeah.
They're still in like a feudal system.
Yeah,
where they
they're
need,
going to
like, young
music
wives.
festivals together.
Yeah,
They're going to
yeah,
Electric Forest.
Sports with a 13-year-old.
It's crazy, dude. That's
They're like,
insane.
shut up. They're like, they're like, shut up. Dead Mouse is about to play.
Yeah. But yeah,
I love that house remix.
We thought it would be so funny to call her on his cell phone and just like be like, just make something up. I gave it to that friend that always does that crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like the friend that had he probably had ADD or some shit because he was like a manic psycho kid. And we held him down, and he was like, no. And then my friend just calls him and goes to it's their home phone, by the way. We didn't know that. We thought it was their cell phone. It was like, this is the blank residence, leave a message. And he goes like, hey, this is Ken. I want to show Sophie my big King Kong penis. And he said it like Mr. Mackey or some shit.
Yeah.
And we were crying laughing. But the funniest part was my friend just going, no. It was like,
It's like
Interstellar. Yeah.
It's like Jesse Pinkman watching them assassinate that girl in the car.
Yeah, it's like watching Jesse Plemons just kill his Latina girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's what we did to our friend. It was so funny though. I stand by it. Actually, now that I told the story, I kind of felt bad about it, but it was really funny.
Is that how she dies in that film? I don't remember.
Breaking
In
Bad?
Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
it's
had
like-
I thought she ODs.
That's
No,
the
that's his first girlfriend.
Yeah,
He has
yeah.
a second girlfriend.
Jesse Plemons kills.
Jesse
Yeah,
Plemons kills
Which one?
The
the
Latino
one with the one with the
kid?
son.
Yeah,
The one with the
Oh,
son.
he kills her.
He doesn't kill the kid, right? The
No,
kid
no.
lives. Yeah,
Because he has Jesse in the back of the car.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Jesse
yeah.
Plemons is a nasty actor.
nasty.
Dude, he's great. I love
good.
Jesse Plemons.
If he didn't kind of look like Mike, like if Matt Damon got melted a little, I think that he would have less of. I think he would have less of a career. I
He looks like a Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, dude. I feel like people. Yeah, dude. He looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like. Yeah. If Matt Damon was a candle and you kind of burned half of it, you get Jesse Plemons. But he's He's so
He's good.
talented.
He's
He's
so good.
incredible.
He's funny.
He's funny. He's got good comedic
Yeah.
timing.
Game
He
night. He was
So
funny.
funny.
But he also kind of looks like a melted version of Matt
Yeah.
Damon.
Yeah, yeah.
He was also he was the evil ginger in Like Mike.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
and he was
That was his first role.
And he was also in Friday Night Lights. He
Oh,
killed
I
the
didn't
lady.
watch that.
Dude, Friday Night Lights
Yeah.
is such a bullshit. Have you? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
it's
so it's
Texas
Texas
high school
It's
football.
Texas.
High
It's,
school.
High school?
Texas high
Yeah.
school football, but it's just a high school drama that they marketed towards men, so
Yeah,
men
yeah.
could feel like it was okay to watch it because every
you're
now and then
watching
you'd
Pretty
watch.
Little Lies with football.
Yeah. Every once in a while,
It's
Matt
Euphoria for
Saracen would
men.
throw a fucking dot. You'd feel like you weren't gay because you were watching Matt Saracen just pick apart a zone coverage. You're like, dude,
You know, they hired real coaches to consult on the
Yeah.
film.
You're like, Well, this is what happens when you try to run a 4-2 a 4-2 defense against a 5-2
Yeah,
defense against a
yeah.
scrambling quarterback.
Yeah, people are
Yeah, of
breaking it
course
down.
Saracen's gonna fucking go for 310
Yeah.
yards, and then
yes,
you don't.
he happens to have a heroin problem. He happens to have the painkiller
And
issue.
Is he best friends with the guy who somehow killed a man and got away with it? Yeah. You don't fucking question it when
Yeah.
I remember Friday Night Lights came out, the TV show. I used to stay up late to watch it on NBC, and it was like, dude, it was such a lady. I mean, literally, they just tricked you. You could do it with anything. You could. Okay, so the issue is here's the beautiful thing about Friday Night Lights. They've taken the concept of a high school drama and then they just transformed it so it's for men.
Yeah.
And it's worse. It's worse than like a soap opera because they're trying to make it something that it's not. But then it's so appealing to men because they've just never consumed something like that.
Yeah.
They've never, you know how bad you would get grilled if somebody walked in and you were like, what are you watching? Like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. They'd be like, what the fuck? That
yeah.
show's been on for 60 years that my
Yeah.
grandma still keeps up with.
Yeah.
You can't do that. But if you made it like Letters from Home and it's about a boot camp platoon and it's the same story, you'd be like,
People would watch it,
People would be
yeah.
like, dude, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights, there's so many weird plots that just happen because it's like they just had to do okay, so what's funny is in the middle of do you remember the writer's strike back in like 2008 or 2009 when The
Yeah.
Office had like a weird ending?
Right,
and then
right.
Friday
Yeah.
Night Lights was in the middle of a season and it just ended. And that's when everything got weird after the writer's strike. So before the first season, it's like pretty good. They're like, Coach Taylor's new in town. He's got to take over the program. But hey, this program, it's a fucking powerhouse in the state of Texas. It's a 5A school. Listen, if they don't win a state championship, he might not get his job. He might not keep that job. There's other coaches who are qualified. There's college coaches that are looking to come back down to high school level to be with their family, take some time off. So he's on the cutting edge. Then second season starts, and now he's got Matt Saracen. His dad's in Iraq, of course, because why the fuck wouldn't he be?
The quarterback's girlfriend got an abortion.
Dude, I think
Is that really?
there's a pregnancy scare.
write
There's a
for
pregnancy
one.
scare in it.
I want to write for one.
And then of course, what's his name? Jason. Oh, Jason.
Sudeikis.
No, Jason.
Momoa. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, no, his name is
Derulo.
Jason Streets. Jason Streets,
Yeah.
#1 rated quarterback in the high school, gets injured first game of the season, first episode of the show. He's gonna go pro though. Gets injured, neck down, paralyzed.
Whoa, paralyzed.
And then you have to watch. Lila Darity try to fucking. Lila's a smoke show trying to date a quadriplegic, and you're like, well, this is awful.
These are high school kids, by the way.
He is paraplegic, not quadriplegic.
What a fucking nightmare. That
And
show
then you
turned
realize that they don't get. This is where I learned that crippled people don't have functions of their hands sometimes.
into. You learned that from
You just
Friday
learned
Night
that? You just learned that?
No.
Here's what I learned
So
about
like,
Friday
if
Night
you
Lights.
get paralyzed, they'll sometimes they'll lose function in their fingers. Like if you're paralyzed from the waist down. I didn't realize that. I thought they were fully
Yeah, because
dexterous.
the arms are shoulders up, so
Yes.
you'd think it wouldn't be effective.
Yeah, you would fit.
I
but
agree with that.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
like it.
stupid.
Bullshit
I'm
that
stupid
happens
too.
to people.
Yeah.
You listen to that? It's fine. I disagree
Yeah.
with that can happen to you. I feel like that's a bad thing that
Yeah.
can happen.
What the hell, guy?
Anyways, so all I'm saying is out of nowhere, that show is a disaster in weird ways because out of nowhere, the #1 quarterback gets paralyzed. Like this guy that they build up, here's the issue with it.
Yeah.
You don't even get to see him ball out. They only build him up by
Reputation.
they
tell, don't
they
show.
tell, they don't show. So it's like there's doing interviews with ESPN,
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. First time you see him take the field, they're down by like 15 there's like down by like one score, there's 15 seconds left. He takes the field for the final game-winning drive. Linebacker, he throws a
Paralyzed?
pick. Linebacker picks it off. Is
Oh,
running it
blindside
back.
blocks him?
He tries to tackle neck
Shit.
first. Paralyzed,
Ooh.
out for the whole show.
Ooh.
Now you have to care about this dude. He's
Yeah.
not even QB1 in my eyes. Matt Saracen is QB1 in my eyes. I don't care about this other dude
I don't care about it.
because I didn't see him ball out.
I
You
didn't see him ball out.
show Jason Streets balling out. Maybe I get more invested.
I think this
in his
was-
storyline, but
I think
instead-
this was they casted a hot guy. I'm assuming this guy's hot.
6'8".
Yeah,
6'8".
and then
hot guy.
and then they cast him just based on his face and how he read the lines, and then they watched him throw a football, and they were like, "We can't show. He's gonna look like a fucking
Dude,
idiot."
there-
He's probably an actor that couldn't throw. and
Dude,
then
there's
they had to
something
do it.
about the way
Yeah,
I think that you can. I'm not even saying this. I'm like an athletic freak. I don't think I'm an athletic freak by any means. I don't think I'm very athletic at all. But you can
knowing how
tell.
to throw something, shit.
You can tell everything you need to know about a man when you watch them throw a football. I was with a dude a couple weeks ago. My roommate Jack O'Sullivan and I, we have a football, and we were playing football.
That detail seems unnecessary, right?
What?
My roommate and I, we
got
have
a football.
We have a football.
Almost like you were describing.
Out of it.
Yeah. You're like,
We
it's like a
saved
48-inch plasma
saved up,
screen.
we got a football.
We got a regulation
depression.
NCAA
The Dust
football.
Bowl. We actually got a football at our place.
I don't know about you guys, you poors that listen to this podcast, they can't afford a football.
But we a big thing. We always play catch. Him and I play catch.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
fun thing to pass time.
Over-explaining
It's not
things
gay.
that don't need to be said.
It's not gay, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And I have a comic come over. I'm not going to say his name.
So I'll say his name.
We'll see.
After the pod?
No, not after the pod. Just like we were hanging. He was in.
No,
the
I mean like
area.
after the
You'll
pod,
tell
tell
us
us
after.
who it was.
Oh yes,
Okay, cool.
And throws it like
Oh.
he went
No.
like that.
Yeah.
Like it was no like square the shoulders
Yeah,
up.
something.
Reach back, grab the fuck. That's what I was got. I got taught. Reach for the
Yeah.
book.
There you go. See, I played sports as a kid, so like, but I feel like even if you didn't, I feel like you could just watch somebody throw something and you'd get it. You know what I mean?
If you didn't play sports, I think it takes a minute to figure it out.
Yeah, I've
'Cause
seen,
you
have-
I've
you
seen you throw, but you don't. I thought you would be a worse thrower than you are.
I used to play sports.
You can kind
as
of throw a
kid.
little bit. I don't believe you though. Like,
right.
what do you
What'd
say
you
that?
play?
Flag football,
I played flag too.
basketball.
Oh, God.
Crazy. Just being mean for no reason.
Did we catch that?
That's
Maybe.
sports stuff you wouldn't get. You wouldn't get that sports hazing.
Fuck, that was so
That was
good.
so mean.
Yeah, I was just on a team where we were so symbiotic that we wouldn't really fuck with each other like that. Fucked up.
You can't make up words for this podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
You guys sang together?
Yeah.
You gonna believe me? We have a football. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, at least I'm not using fake words like symbiotic.
That's a
Look
real
it up.
word.
Look it up.
yeah,
that is
by
a real
the
word.
gay guys say maybe.
Yeah, it's what gay guys say about plants.
Yeah, I was on a gay flag
Yeah.
football team. You don't think gays can throw?
I think it's just called the flag football team.
Dude, imagine getting paralyzed playing flag football.
Dude,
You trip and you land on your
I had
neck.
an idea for a sketch,
Yeah.
and it's a guy who's paralyzed. He's a paralyzed basketball player,
Yeah.
and then he gets into a bad car accident, and he regains conscious. Like he can.
Oh, that's so sick. I
but,
like that.
But
yeah.
then he's like not good at normal basketball, but he's still like the number one. So then he wants to like get back into an accident.
Yeah.
So if you guys want, you can take
Well,
that.
no, I like
Wait,
the
so
idea.
he was good at,
So he was the best wheelchair basketball
Okay.
player in the world.
and then he
Gets
sucked
his
with
legs.
legs.
But then he doesn't know
gets
how to use his legs.
Yeah,
This is great. I like this.
So
Yeah.
the premise is guy in a wheelchair. So we're gonna run this back for the clip. So I have this idea. So you're gonna have to fake laugh. Okay. So I have this
Okay.
idea. I have this,
No, do it again.
okay. So I have this idea for a sketch,
Yeah.
and it's I don't know how to make it. This guy is he's like the number one like paraplegic basketball player. He's like in a wheelchair,
Mm-hmm.
and then he gets into an accident, and then he regains the use of his legs. Start laughing, and then he can't play normal basketball. Laugh harder.
What?
What?
So like act like that was
He's
actually
bad?
good. Yeah, he's like bad,
Bad.
now.
I feel like the first take was good. I feel like we laughed the regular amount, like the good amount. Yeah.
Yeah, but I had to read fucked up.
It's funny
bit.
to have 2 takes though. It is funny.
Let's do a third one just for coverage.
third one just for
because we
coverage.
have to have it.
Yeah.
No, you guys have been doing. You guys have been upgrading. You've been using normal. You've been using like your fucking. Are you using these cameras when you're filming those sketches? What are you using?
No.
Lumix, Panasonic.
Oh, those things are beasts too.
That's fine.
You're color
They're
grading
good.
them now too.
Yeah,
Keep
we're
color
color
grading them. Those
grading,
look
yeah.
sick.
Yeah,
You're
no, it's
You're
fun.
nasty at it.
It's fun. He's
better
good
at
at
it,
it. Yeah, he's good. We
Yeah,
didn't know
you
what to do.
You went to film school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you graduate from film school? Mm-hmm. How do you feel that degree? What do you feel about that degree?
It did nothing for me. Everything I know, I learned on YouTube, to be honest.
Was it full of? Where'd you go to film school? What's
San Francisco State.
Oh, dude.
There's probably some stuff that seeped in though.
I feel like you had to have learned a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't take any production classes.
What did you take?
Theory.
You were theorizing about
What?
that?
I think
Theory of film?
they didn't.
So like writing? Is
so
that what that
I
means?
couldn't. It was impacted. The major was impacted, so that I could never get a production class unless I wanted to stay longer in college. So I was like, "Fuck it. What can I take?" So I took like women in cinema, Latinas in cinema,
Women in cinema.
Arabs
Why don't
in
you cinema
cinema.
face? Clip.
I took all these
Clip.
theory classes.
That's wow. So you
Wait,
never
so
learned. You never had like a
You didn't ever go on like a set or anything when you
shoot
were there.
anything.
You didn't have to do
What about the
know.
short films you shot though?
I did that all. I did that in junior college and then learned all on my own.
Look
on
up
YouTube.
Anthony Pappaly short films.
Are they good?
Please don't.
They're so good.
Oh, that's okay. Some of the early
It's all
shit-
private anyway.
Everybody's.
My
really
first
should
shit
suck.
is insane. The first video that we ever made, my girlfriend and I, it was her hugging me. It was like us meeting for the first time after meeting on Tinder. So there's about 40 seconds set up for that to make sure that people really understand that we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, do we hug or should we shake hands? I don't know what to do. And she's like, let's just hug. And I'm like, you want to hug? And she's like, yeah. And I like hug her. And then she goes, oh my God, do you have a boner? And I go, no, I don't have a boner. I have 3. And then the camera pans
You
out
3
and I've
dicks?
got 3 boners everywhere.
That's good.
And then I was like, I'm going to be a movie star.
I could already tell that's about as on par with his Hitman. His Hitman short film.
Yo, this shit's fire. Honestly.
I like it. I like it. Honestly,
The premise is probably really good. It was probably the execution
when he
that you
showed
could...
it, when he showed it to me, I was actually really jealous. I mean, I was making fun of it the whole time because it is funny to see like somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing 100% make something. But I was jealous that I didn't make something to like look back at it.
It's
and be
fun to
like,
look
"It's
back.
funny."
Old
It's
shit.
really
dude.
funny.
You're like, I'm retarded.
yeah, yeah.
What was the premise of Hitman?
Oh no! Tell him the one that you made your ex's dad be in.
Dude,
You made your ass.
I did a short film. It's 10 minutes long.
It's so funny.
And
dude.
I was just graduated high school. I look like a child. Everybody in this movie looks like a child. And it's about a guy who accidentally shoots a member of a rival Italian family. And then he has
Wait,
to like,
were you Italian?
No,
in it?
I'm not acting in this
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
He's more behind the camera.
But all my friends in it look like children.
They're young. They're like 18. Yeah.
But it's like he shoots this guy, Capo, in this Italian family.
in the Tortellini family.
I called it the Tortellini family. Pantalini.
Tantalini.
That sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a-
because one of my favorite.
He just
lines-
watched The Sopranos
Yeah.
and went, I can write this.
I got this.
I met Alec. He's fucking all. I love Alec so much. And
All
but-
this dig in your mouth?
Oh! We got another one, folks. Yeah, what a great pod.
That was great.
Yeah, but damn, I gotta hit Alec
Alec
with
was
that when he
good,
gets
yeah.
comes back. But I was actually like starstruck when I met him because of that
You
movie.
saw him?
Yeah, because of that. Like not like I'm not being a
Yeah.
but I was like, holy shit,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
guy that said I just shot a capo in the Tortellini family and it's all fucked up.
Yeah, it's crazy. It looks like
Was it
kids.
supposed to be a serious movie or
Yeah.
a funny movie?
Yes, it's supposed to be so serious.
It's
I,
supposed to be.
okay,
That's what makes it funny.
the saving grace that I have for the ones that I made were
was
like
comedy.
It was supposed to be a comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
So then they're not like it's like cringy, but they're not like cringy in a way of like you're trying to be serious. It's cringy in the way of
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of fat on this.
Yeah.
Like it's like some of the jokes don't make sense. And
Yeah.
whatever. We did another one that we did was I was FaceTiming my girlfriend and then I was like, okay, I'm coming in right now. I was like, I'm pulling up right now. I'll be there in like 20 seconds. And then she was like, and then like her words cut out.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I was like, what? And then she's like, oh, sorry, I must have cut out. I must have lost you for a second. And then I go, how do I know you didn't just fart? And then she was like, what? And then I'm like, when it cut out, how do I know you didn't just fart? And then she was like, what are you talking about? And then I went, I'm gonna look at the footage. And then it cut away to me looking at a laptop from the perspective of a bear in the room, watching her rip a
That's
fart.
funny.
A
That's
bear?
funny.
Wait,
Yeah, yeah.
I had like a
Like an
hidden
alien
camera
cam. Like
in
an
a bear's
alien cam.
eye.
You just thought there was an
then-
actual
I was like,
bear.
what?
And then it cuts to like this hidden camera in a bear.
Yeah.
And then you see and it's like I've had that. You ever notice anything funny about that bear? And then it cuts to the bear, and you're like looking at it. It looks like a normal thing, and then she looks over at it, and then you see it again, and there's just like a camera sitting on top.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's pretty funny though. I mean,
It's
for
so
early comedy,
bad.
that's good.
It's
fun.
Yeah, it's not
early
bad.
early comedy, early jokes. Do you guys remember your first
Oh,
jokes?
so yeah, I remember my first joke
What-
I told.
What was it? The
It
first
was-
one that worked. Let's go with that one.
It kind of worked my first because it's I did my first open mic in Baltimore or Timonium where Magoobies is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Those
like
are two
Baltimore.
made-up words back to back.
Timonium, yeah.
Timonium,
Magoobies,
Magoobies.
Magoobies, and Timonium. Yeah, it's.
And Jakevis was there. What was that guy? What was your friend's name?
Jakevis.
You have a friend named Jakevis?
No, what was his name?
Oh,
Which one? Alec?
Oh,
yeah. all just-
Jakevis. I made it racist
Yeah,
for some reason.
yeah. This guy's.
Well, what's his name? What's his
This guy's
name?
Nordic.
Alec?
Yeah.
He has to be also not white.
He's Nordic.
He's white, yeah.
Alec. It's spelled
Alec
like
your
AL.
dick.
Yeah, dang. His name is that.
Come on.
It's like my name because my name is
Yeah.
like Dick Choka, Dick Stroka, Dick Smoka.
Yeah.
It rhymes with everything Dick. But yeah, okay. So I did a open mic, and the thing that sucked was that the host. I didn't know that this was a thing. He makes if it's your first time, and I made the mistake of telling him it was my first time in the email when I signed up.
Mm-hmm.
If it's your first time, you go up first, and so I was like, oh shit, I'm so nervous, and he told everybody it was my first time, so he softened the crowd a lot. So I went up there, and my first joke was like, I can't believe this was my first joke. It's so weird, but it was like, how do you tell like a domestic dispute between like two gay men? You know, is it like the guy that has an oven mitt and a shiner and crying to the police? Like, you know what I mean? That was the joke, and like this like polite black family in the front. This was also a place that regularly had children. Like it was like it's like a bar and restaurant. They like laughed, and I was like, oh my god, I felt so good.
Damn.
And then the rest of the set I don't remember, but I remember you guys know Tom Myers,
Yeah.
like a famous bad comedian because like Nick Mullen like bullied him.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
He went up right after me, and I didn't know who he was at all. And he goes up and he's like, I just got back from Vegas. I'm like, oh, this is a professional. Maybe I should listen to him. And he had one of the worst sets I've ever seen, like to this date. And I remember thinking to myself, and it's so funny knowing who he is now. I remember thinking to myself, like, he has a residency in Vegas. And I just had a better set than him my first time. I was like, I'm going to be good in like
huge.
6 months. Give me 6 months. 7 years later
That's crazy.
in the studio talking about furries.
having to cut about 15 minutes of this podcast so there's
Having
no
to cut-
fat on it.
yeah,
'cause I'm
where
a
Anthony
fucking
said some
idiot.
really crazy
Dude, I like
stuff.
literally suck at podcasting. Because
No, you're-
sometimes I'll be
you're
in the
good.
middle of like thinking of something.
I don't know
and
what
then
good
I'll have like a
podcasting is,
good
though.
like we'll have like a good flow, and then I'll go, yeah. So like, what is like? Are you gay? And it's like not
Yeah,
funny. And then like
yeah.
right, I just did isn't funny either.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll be like, what did I fucking say earlier? I brought up something for no reason, and then I just went, well, I'll cut that whole
Well,
thing.
in podcasts, it's like when you feel like what's it called? Negative air? What's it called? Dead air?
Dead space.
Yeah, when you
negative
when you
space.
feel dead air, there is this panic in you that just wants to say something.
But it's so
Yeah.
funny because it
Especially
feel-
when you're hosting,
Well, it feels
yeah.
like there's it's like 3 seconds of dead air.
yeah,
Totally normal.
and it's not
but
even
it
3
feels like
seconds.
It feels
7
like forever.
minutes.
yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. Did you guys see that new Scorsese?
Is there any?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
GTA's fucking trtrailer.
The new
came
trailer.
Out today.
I didn't see it.
I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa, am I going to jerk off to this game?
I know it's crazy. I went. What are the odds that we get to see her tits?
I think we'll see.
That lady's hot.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're a couple, right?
Yeah.
Couple
They're
of
Bonnie and
dumb
Clyde.
shits.
Yeah. They're like Bonnie and Clyde, but Cuban, right, or something like that.
Kind of. Well, she is.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Buddy and Clyde.
Bad
huh?
Bunny and Clyde.
Yeah, that's 2 guys though.
Yeah.
I always forget Bad Bunny's not a girl.
Yeah. I know.
It does have. It is a lady
The
name.
name is
Bad
very.
Bunny.
but I could see a suave Puerto Rican.
What was your
too.
first joke?
My first joke was probably, I think it was an Indian joke. I
Of
think I just talked
course.
about having a dot on my head.
Of course, guys. We
Like, and you
got
didn't.
'em.
You've never done that.
Had a
You're
dot on
not
my head?
Hindi.
He's never
No,
had a dot.
I never
on
had a
his
dot
head.
on my head.
Is that the right word, Hindi?
Hindi's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Hindu.
a Hindu person.
And that's who does that.
Yeah, Hindus
Yes.
do that, yeah.
What was your joke?
I think I was like a joke you've heard on Family Guy where I was like, could you imagine being a sniper in India?
That was your first joke. That's
Yeah.
funny.
That's
I mean, this was when was this though?
2015.
Yeah,
I
it was
had
a long time ago.
There's a guy in Florida, Matt Rivera. I don't think he does comedy anymore, but he used to have a really funny joke about he was getting debt collection agencies were calling him when he was in Afghanistan, and so he would be like answering the phone, and he'd be like on post, and his phone he'd be like connected still to the Wi-Fi that was like nearby, and his phone would like vibrate, and he could like get enough service to answer it,
Yeah.
and then it would just be like an Indian guy being like, you need to whatever. And so he'd be like, his joke was that he would be like looking through the site on the phone and see the guy
And
who would be
imagine.
like,
Oh my
who
god!
was like, you have missed the last 3 payments. You need to. Then that's really funny.
That's so funny.
I gave him a tag for it, and I don't remember what it was now. And then he did it. I was one of those things. It's always funny when you go, dude, you know what would be really great if you add this to it, and then you watch them do it the next time, and it's just full
Bombs.
bombs, and you're
Yeah.
like, my bad, my
Oh shit! You feel responsible.
I
Yeah.
had dude, I had a pretty bad bomb. Dude, I had a bad bomb like 2 weeks ago where I was fucking around with the crowd, and it was in it was at the creek, and I was like just like riffing, and I was doing a bunch of crowd work, and I was doing my stuff where I scream about that pre-workout, and then the bucked up. If you've seen that, but I don't know if you've heard me scream that full volume. But I was asking, I have to do a thing where it's like, I know it's not, I'm not saying I own this. This is just a thing I do in my act. Sometimes I'll riff somebody. I go, you guys go to LA Fitness, and then they go LA Fit, and I go fitness. You like LA Fitness, dick in your butt, and then I go kick him out. He's gay, and that's like the
right.
follow up, right?
Yeah,
Silly, whatever. And it gets when I have the thing, it's whatever. And I went to do that, and I asked a guy in the audience, well, you can't see, I couldn't see fucking shit. I just saw some guy rose his hand for LA Fitness. I was like, you like LA Fitness? And he went, yeah. And I went, fitting his dick in your butt. What are you, gay? And I was like, get him out. I was like, kick him out of here, get him out of here. And I was like, just pick. And then I look, and he's in a wheelchair.
Oh.
And then it's not that he can't. And then I went, oh, my bad. I didn't notice that you were in a wheelchair. I shouldn't have asked if you went to LA Fitness. And then I went, wait, not that you couldn't not go to LA. I like dug myself in a weird hole. And he was like, you're fine.
Probably
and
the
then,
best thing you could have done in that
Well, that-
situation is like, oh, you're in a wheelchair, so you are gay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just like
Even though
something
it
that
makes
doesn't
no
make sense.
sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he is gay.
It would have worked.
And then that same night I did another spot. I think this was at Black Rabbit at like the Sunday free show. It was, and I was talking about like going to get my haircut at a black barbershop, and then I talk about like a thing about like there's another redhead there, and it was crazy. It's probably the first time they smelled sunscreen. It was like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, there's a black lady in the front, and I went, do you guys wear sunscreen? And then she went, yeah. And then everybody went and gasped, and I went, oh, like all the white people didn't just learn that right now collectively, but then nobody laughed at that. So then I like quadrupled down, and then everybody was just like getting uncomfy because I was like, oh, shut up, you guys. And then I just had to be like, anyways,
Shut up.
yeah, my girlfriend's Greek. Like I just had to like go back and to, like try to get my kid on my side again. It's so funny. Comedy's so humiliating at times. I think about that. No other thing does it take 10 years of humiliation to maybe go okay.
Yeah.
Like it's like
so hard.
It's
so long.
crazy. You're just like every day you're just trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
And then because if you don't,
Yeah.
like tonight, I'm exhausted from everything I did this day. Then I have to go from here, and I'm doing 2 spots, and I go, I don't want to. And then I have to go in front of them and act like, and then like I'll give a half-ass performance, and it won't go great. And I'm gonna feel bad about the fact that it didn't go great. So then tomorrow, even though I'm already like over all of this, I'm gonna force myself to go find a spot to do, so that way I can get over the fact that I just bombed tonight.
Yeah.
And then that'll mean that the Thursday when I start my weekend up, then I'll have no days off, and it's all because I don't want to do it tonight.
Is this how you do everything? Do you like?
Yeah, I'm a psycho. I have, like, really bad-
You're predetermining everything.
I have like really bad OCD.
Yeah, that
think
is an
about a lot of
OCD thing.
things.
Yeah. I never had that exactly, but I do think about the scenarios all the time.
I think that's
like
normal, though.
how things can go in different ways.
Do you have any mental illness?
I have OCD. I have like
Actually?
really bad intrusive thoughts.
Homosexuality and mental illness still?
Yeah, is it?
Oh no, ask
Yeah.
Alik.
Alik in the military.
Yeah.
It's a mental illness.
You have anxiety?
I have
Or
anxiety. I have
OCD?
OCD. Some general depression.
OCDs.
No, this is good. This is good stuff.
You have OCD?
We do this all the time. This is our
I have
realm.
OCD. Yeah, I have bad intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, I get those too.
What's a bad one that happened recently?
I think about my girl or my mom or someone in my family just getting fucking murdered in a brutal way, and then I obsess about it, and then I imagine how I will be at the funeral, and then I think about how I will be when I leave the funeral, and I'm like spending 20 minutes thinking about this, and I'm like, yo, I gotta go do something.
You're like making an English muffin. This is all going through your head.
My OCD will kick into. I have similar. Have I told you when I was okay? So when I realized I had it, I realized something wasn't right when I was like 17. I didn't get diagnosed until after I did the military.
Yeah.
Shout out to the troops. I was having intrusive thoughts when I was like 16, 17. When I would be laying down in bed at night, I would have this thought. I would go, "Oh fuck, did I lock the car?" And then I would go, "I think it's fine." And then one day I kept having that thought, and then one day I went, "But what if I didn't lock it and somebody put a body in the trunk of
blamed
the
you
car?"
for it.
And you're guilty.
And then they frame me for murder, and then I have to go to prison for the rest of my life because I didn't lock my car.
And then you're imagining yourself in the interrogating room, and you're like, you're totally folding. Your face is getting all red,
dude.
And like it's like this guy definitely did it.
Do you ever watch those YouTube videos of
I've seen those.
Interrogation?
dude?
Yeah, they're so
They're-
interesting. Yeah.
Dude, those interrogation videos on YouTube, I can't stop watching them. It's because you can tell now. I'm like, I've watched so many that I feel like I can tell when somebody's lying immediately because they're like. Have you seen the one where it's called pretending to be crazy looks like?
No.
So like, okay, so like
I know the channel you're talking about.
JCS,
though.
dude.
Yeah,
Jim
yeah.
Can't Swim. It's
I
a
know what you're
sick
talking-
channel. They do nothing but murders.
Yeah.
And it's such a fun thing to watch for some weird. It's like this weird underbelly of like people that like you want to consume. There's something weird about wanting to consume it, but I can't stop watching these. It's like so they take these dudes after like they'll like interrogate somebody after there's been a murder, and it's so weird like. Body language within the first like 4 seconds, you can tell after they break down body language, a couple of videos, you go, "Oh, this guy's guilty." You can tell immediately because dudes will like if somebody tries to be like fake, if they fake cry, it's so obvious. Like they show like real reactions to people finding out like their loved ones are dead, and then they show reactions of people who are trying to act like somebody who is finding out their loved ones are dead, as if they didn't just blast them
Over the
12
top.
times in the
And
face.
this is what I would be thinking, like in the interrogation room. I think I would be so scared that I would come off like I'm faking.
Yeah, and
Like I would come off like that, and I would be the guy. It's like, no, you can like that. That scares me. Like somebody being like, I can totally tell when somebody's guilty, like immediately. Because then like I'm sweating, and I'm just like, no, I'm serious. Like I did not kill my wife. Like,
Yeah.
Like I know you think that because it's like you always go to the husband immediately, but I did not kill my wife.
Yeah, it's like there's always it's either the husband or the ex-boyfriend, and it's not me. I'm telling you right
it's
now,
not
it's not
me.
me.
And
I
I
know that it's not because I
over-explain
watch.
myself.
And they're like,
Yeah.
I watch all these videos that would
Yeah.
show it's me, and then they go, "Why are you watching these videos?" And they go, it's not because I'm like
Yeah,
researching. I'm not like
exactly.
researching.
That's how I imagine it. I imagine it that, and then I'm
That would be a-
defending.
that would
I'm
be a funny
defending myself in
sketch.
court like fucking Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
You know?
I've had this idea for a sketch too, for a comedy sketch. I
Yeah.
don't think it's funny to anybody outside of comics, but it's cops interrogating a dude, and then they're finding out what he was doing, and then they're like, he's like, "Well, I had like a comedy show," and he's like, "Oh, you performed?" And then he's like, "Yeah," and they're like, "How'd the set go?" And then they were like, "It was all right. You know, it was a good set. I had a good set." And then and then it's like, you know, we can tell when you're lying. And then they interrogate everybody
that's
else.
so funny.
And then they like, he has to go
That's
to
really
trial.
funny.
It's like a whole thing where
Yeah.
he like swears on an oath that the set
Yeah.
was good. And then everybody's only concerned with that. And then at
Yeah.
the end, they find him like,
I have a similar idea.
Innocent
about
of
that.
murder or
I have,
whatever.
I have a similar idea about like, except for it's all the trial, and it's a guy that's like a witness, and he got like beat up and assaulted by another person, right? And like the whole time, like the prosecuting attorney's like just tell me what happened. Reminder, you're under oath, right? And like the guy's like explaining it. So like this guy approached me, and he said, give me your money and shit. And I said, no, I'm not giving you my money. Like he's like prideful, like when he's on the stand.
Yeah.
And he's like, and what would have happened if I knew that was going to happen was I would have probably took the gun and like did this whole move. And it's like, but you're under oath. Like, tell us what happened. I cried. And I pissed and shit myself. But like the whole time he's like,
keeps going what I would have done.
Yeah, he keeps
Dude, there's
saying what I would
nothing
have
worse.
done.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's nothing worse than when you tell somebody a story And it's like one of those things where you're like, yeah, I kind of got the shit end of the stick. Like somebody kind of maybe got one over on me, and you're like, yeah, like here's one. I got my oil changed. At Jiffy Lube, they finished up, they cross-threaded the wing nut, right? They told me that they cross-threaded the wing nut. And then I was like, oh, don't worry about it. And then I started to drive away, and I was in the parking lot, and I went, what the fuck? And then I turned back around, and I was like, you have to fix that, right? I was like, hey, can you guys fix that? So then I tell that story to my girl's dad, because he's a mechanic, and he was like, if that would have happened to me, I would have raised hell. I would have demanded 5 free oil changes. I would have gotten in their face. I would have. And it's like, no, you wouldn't. Like, if you're telling a story and you're on this shit end of the stick, somebody does something to you that's like not super cool, but it's like not like that. Apart from somebody literally like beating, like punching you, if somebody just has a weird altercation where they like cut you off and you see them in a parking lot and then they go, oh, I would have beat the shit out of that guy. It's like, you would have walked into the store, shopped, and then came back and told me about it.
Also, that's not a brag. If somebody put on my wing nut wrong, I would kick the shit. That's not cool.
Oh, they fucking would put the wing nut on it.
I would raise hell. It's like so you're that guy.
Fuck out.
You're that guy yelling at a fucking Jiffy Lube. Like so that's
you're
cool.
a psycho.
That's what I should have done.
I had a dude.
I should have yelled at him.
I told the story on the podcast like forever ago.
Yeah.
But I had a dude. I was getting so. It was when people were voting, like voting registration was happening. And it was like last year at this time-ish. And I was walking into HEB, and this kid, he's like a 19, 20-year-old kid, is like clearly having people sign petitions to have them like register to vote or whatever. Like he's like clearly having people register to vote. He's signing up. And I'm walking, and I see him. I clock what he's doing, and I go, I'm good, man. And then he was like, because he starts walking to me and he goes, no, do you have a second? And I went, no, like I said, dude, it's okay. I'm like almost in the store, and I go, I've already registered. You're good. You don't have to. I'm blind, by the way, and I'm not registered. And I'm like, I'm good. You don't have to come over here. And then he goes, suck my dick.
Whoa.
And
then you know what I said back? This is the part that I truly looked at this 19-year-old kid. I said, you're lucky I'm on parole, which is what I thought of in the moment.
Hell yeah,
and then I
dude.
walked and I shopped at HEB, and my girlfriend had just gotten back from her trip to Europe. So I like got her flowers to like welcome her home. And then he saw me walk back out with flowers. So
you whistling with flowers?
Yeah. Oh my
and it was
candles.
just so crazy that's what popped into my head. Was I went, you're lucky I'm on parole. Is what my comeback. I lied immediately.
He said suck my dick, right?
He said suck my dick.
Yeah, I think I would have handled it. I would have been like, I'd be like, don't threaten me with a good time, and then just stare at him for a really long time.
That'd be a
just
fun
hang out
sketch.
outside the store.
Yeah, and then just hang out and wait for him.
Well, I've had
Posing.
Just looking at him.
Shit.
Still have the flowers.
Yeah.
These are for you, baby girl.
I do a joke about it now, but I also had a guy in traffic in Miami roll his window down after I cut him off, and then he told me to suck his dick, and then I jokingly went, make me, and then and he like got pissed. He didn't like that at all, because he was like, it's fun. You know what's funny? White dudes love gay shit. No other race loves gay shit.
Nobody else.
Like
Nobody does.
we can I can be like, fucking, I'll blow you, you fucking pussy, and everybody's like, that's like
Hey,
my
what-
white friends.
yeah.
my
What are you doing? Hey.
Imagine
Do not redeem my Google penis.
Yeah. Imagine like two dudes in like Shanghai right now, just being like, "Oh, not your penis."
Yeah. Nobody,
Like
dude,
it's
dudes-
hilarious.
Nobody's doing that.
It's
White
very funny.
dudes love being gay. No, you ever tried to be like do a gay joke to a black guy? They'll like
They
fight.
hate
I have a
it,
black
yeah.
roommate. I do it all the time.
They're like, man, come on, quit playing,
Yeah.
Like,
man. Don't play like that.
I do it to Law all the time.
oh, that's fun.
I love playing gay with Law because he just said, "All right, man." Like,
yeah. That's what they go.
he hits me with like some Terrence Howard, like, "Yo, chill, man."
Don't go.
What are you doing,
I don't know
man?
about all that,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I don't know about all
I don't know
that.
about all that, yo. Relax. He'll hit me
Relax
with,
is crazy.
He'll hit me with yo, relax. And I was like, how about you relax?
You relax.
You don't.
You
want-
look like you need to relax.
I'll get you to relax, boy.
Let me help you take
It's
a
just
look.
so
I said-
fun.
I'm trying to think of.
That's
dude,
like a recent
Indian-
thing. That's like our generation invented that, right? Like
What, being
pretending to
gay?
be gay for fun.
No, that's been in locker
think?
rooms forever.
You think though?
Yeah.
Because we thought of a sketch. We're trying to do all these sketches about the first people to do different things.
Of course.
And I was thinking like the first people to play gay. And to me, my mind could only go back as far as the 20s, you know, like just being like, hey, I got your, look at those nips, huh? like, you know, like I can't imagine people in the Old West just being like,
Dude, they used to like fuck boys. You're like, I can't imagine them being gay.
with the conviction.
I loved the silence after too. Like it was like a courtroom attorney when they deliver some damning
Your
evidence.
Honor,
and-
they used to fuck boys.
yeah, yeah.
You don't think
Now
afterwards they were like having fun with it?
Yeah. Now imagine she was white.
I bet like knights and shit.
Oh,
were
knights
like,
were
Knights
definitely
play gay?
not tapping each other.
think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, knights
think
probably
so,
were.
man.
I mean,
They
people-
were killing people for homosexuality. I think.
Yeah, it doesn't,
I think
we still
all
do
it
that.
takes is-
Gay dudes still.
all it takes is
Closet
one
men still do
person that doesn't get your joking to be killed.
Right.
Yeah, but
I
I
don't
also-
think it was too
I don't know
risky.
because I think that that
probably
still
made it
is
fun, though,
that's still the
but-
case now. I mean, men get closeted men
but not-
kill gay
not-
men
not
probably.
Here, though. Not like how they were doing it back then. They were putting up
I think
numbers.
two knights hanging out by themselves would probably pretend to be gay.
If they had an understanding,
100%.
if they were tight,
Dude, they would
Yeah.
probably be gay. If you're talking
Probably.
about like walking from
That's
like
true.
London to France,
Yeah.
that's like a fucking 7-year
Think
walk.
of-
Yeah.
I'm sucking Anthony's dick, brother. I'm sorry. And he's doing it back. I'm not
Yeah,
just
yeah.
doing that for free.
yeah, of course.
It would take me a few
Yeah.
miles.
Hey, suck
Yeah,
my.
what if it was like way too
Is
quick?
that how it happened?
What if it was like 4 miles out of town? You're like, all right, we're gonna walk for like an hour
this
and
is
a half.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been 7 hours.
You
This is
know-
crazy. I gotta suck something.
Did you know that? Did you know that most of
Gotta
those
suck something.
most of those dudes died from dysentery? So like you know
Yeah.
those big battles of like you'd see like
Diarrhea deaths, yeah.
like London goes to war with France.
yeah.
It's like most of those dudes,
They're shitting their pants.
dude, they didn't. Yeah, dude, they were pooping blood before they even got to a battle. They didn't even fight. Most of them would just like die
just
on the
die.
trail.
Yeah.
Because they were walking with 70-pound night gear on and being like,
Yeah, so much gear.
dude, I would love to be a fucking medieval knight.
I
I
know,
know, we
you
can
wear
tell.
chainmail everywhere.
Yeah, you love
Crazy.
chainmail.
People,
I
don't-
get it.
I fuck with chainmail.
I get it. Everybody likes certain drip. You know,
I have a-
certain warrior drip.
I have this idea for one sketch that I'm trying to get Cam on, but it's a post-joust interview. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
I
a
think you
basketball
told me
interview,
about
but
this.
it's like
Yeah.
him like iced out. Like I have so many. I want to do that. I think that would be fun because I think
Yeah.
that's fun to think about. Like, because you don't think about it now, but
Yeah.
like dudes were decorating their shit. I bet. Like you know, like
Oh, yeah.
customizing their kits. Like we don't think
Yeah,
about it. But
painted
like,
on it.
yeah,
Woo,
dude.
and their shield.
It'd be so cool to have a painted shield to show up and be like,
Yeah.
"You fucking like that?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that S we drew in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Superman ass. Yeah,
on a big
yeah.
shield.
Yeah. that's
Somebody's
a-
like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god. He's like, look, I did it without picking up my pen. Crazy.
Did you guys ever finger my girlfriend at Electric Forest?
Dude, he keeps asking us this question.
I just wanted to know.
Does he know something we don't?
I
you
can't
guys been to
remember.
Hey,
music
bring her in here. She's just waiting outside the studio.
Have you ever? Okay, have you ran into an? Did you guys have girlfriends
I
in
only
high
have
school?
one ex.
Damn.
Yeah.
How old
Yeah.
are you?
30. I just turned 30.
And you were with her for 9 years.
9 years. I didn't date. I mean, I had like I wouldn't even call them girlfriends though.
So you,
Nothing was-
you'd
Yeah.
be hang out with some lady
Yeah,
for a while.
exactly. Yeah.
Did you have a girlfriend in high school at all?
You had one girlfriend, right?
I had a couple girlfriends in high school, and then I had like one serious girlfriend after high school.
Have you seen her since?
No.
Have you seen your ex?
No.
Not since you have.
No.
I ran into. It was funny because I ran into mine at Electric Forest. No, I ran into. She was still there getting fingered. It's been 7 years. She's part of
Yeah.
the attraction now.
Yeah.
I ran
Hey,
into.
hey, get in line to figure this chick.
He's been here for 12 electric force in a row.
She is. Yeah, she's a core. The rumor has it if she stops getting fingered, the whole thing shuts
Yeah,
down.
the whole thing shuts down.
Everybody that I ran into her. She offered
Where'd you run into her at?
a bar. This was when I
Okay.
had just got out of the
So
military.
funny. I just wanted it to be like a Bennigan's or some shit, like just some funny
Penny-
ass place.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like my waitress at Buffalo Wild
Yeah,
Wings.
yeah.
I remember that
Dick's
girl.
Sporting Goods.
Dude, that girl. She was giving golf lessons at the golf pro. But she it was funny. I convinced that girl. This is funny because I was in high school. I convinced her to work at Buffalo Wild Wings so I could get free Buffalo Wild Wings, and then she did.
dude.
And then I did run into her at Buffalo Wild Wings like when I got out of the military. But it was really funny to.
It's such a high school pimp job. Hey, yo, work at Buffalo Wild Wings. Earn,
Hey,
daddy,
Johnny.
earn daddy some wings.
Hey yo, you're gonna give me 6 wings when you get off that shift
I'll put that ass
now.
to work. It's such a crazy
You know I
thing.
like those. I like that spicy habanero.
Yeah.
Or is that
Yeah.
what is Buffalo Wild
It's
Wings?
just
is
Josh as a white guy in Iowa talking like that. Just like,
Hey,
you're like,
man.
what's wrong with you?
Hey,
Hey man, I fuck with that spicy habanero
Yeah.
though, for real.
Josh only gets BET at home. He gets no other channels. That's why he talks like that.
But no, I ran into her at a bar right when I got out of the military, and it was the only time I've ever ran into an ex, and I was like, this is kind of weird, right?
Oh yeah.
to like be somebody that like we
Did you
used to
see
spend
her
like,
first? And like, did you?
No, she came up to me and was like, "Hey, how are you?" And I went, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
And I went, "That's crazy."
That's what you said to her. She's
went,
like, "Hey, how are you?" You go, "That's crazy."
I went, "Oh my."
You know, me and my roommate have a football. Oh, this shit's crazy.
If you want, we can go.
How are
through
you?
Football.
I have a football now. I'm doing
How you
pretty
doing?
well.
Yeah, it's great. We got a football. It's a 4-bedroom. It's a 4-bedroom.
football,
There's
like-
2 of us.
we
I
got-
have the football.
Dang.
We also got
Got-
tickets to the
Did
Electric
part of
Forest.
you? Yeah.
You want to go?
Did part of you take pleasure in that, or did you?
No,
feel
I was
bad
the
about it?
opposite.
You felt bad.
I
yeah.
kind of was like, "Oh, I wish this wasn't what
Yeah.
I'm seeing."
It's hard because like when a lot of people talk about exes, especially like around our age, it's like a lot of like negative connotations. You know?
Yeah.
Everybody's
I've
so-
never experienced like what it's like to be like, oh fuck it, my ex, that fucking bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of a funny. I feel like it's kind of almost better in some ways, like where you get to like vilify them and you don't have to. Ever
You don't have to think about
You
them.
have to take responsibility for yourself too, or anything that you did.
Right.
You can just be like that fucking bitch. Let me tell you. You know.
Well,
You
I
have to be
thi-
that guy.
I think that there's like something to be said about. I don't know. I think that if you end things, I've never been in a relationship.
Old guys love complaining about their wives too.
Yeah,
They
this-
love it.
This was upsetting to me. When I broke up, so the last girl I broke up with before the girl that I'm with right now, I've been with her for 5 years. Ariel, shout out Ariel. We big fan of Ariel in the pod.
Shout out.
And but the girl that I dated before her, when we broke up, it was just like she wasn't cool with me at all, to the point where she like started rumors that I cheated. I swear I didn't cheat on her. Like I cheated on my first girlfriend, but that was of
That was when
course
you cried.
well, that was when I made out with Taylor Richards and I drove back and I cried and I never did, and I went, I'll never do this again. So then she started telling everybody, because she couldn't like justify it in her head, that I just like broke up with her. So then she started telling everybody that I cheated on her, which I was like, well, that's fucked up. And then I started getting messages, and then she posted she was a half black lady, and then she posted a video
Lady.
and she posted a video on Twitter. My ex posted a video on Twitter after we broke up, and she went, "Me when white guys try to talk to me," and she's like a half white lady, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
And then it was me and her at a club when we were together, and she was like dancing. She was dancing, and I went in the background. I was like trying to be
Yeah.
silly, and then she like joking like slid me out of the camera, and then I joking like put my head back in because it was cute because we were together
Funny.
for 2 years.
Funny, yeah.
And then she put it on Twitter, and then people dragged me, dude. It had like
went viral?
17,000 likes.
That's so
and people were
Dang.
like, "This guy is a desperate piece of shit," saying like he's doing the most and blah 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 blah. And then she was replying to all of them like, "Would you believe he had the audacity to da 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 da?" And it got to the point where I was like, "I'm gonna like." I feel like I should like take
I'm gonna sue
legal
you.
action. Yeah,
Defamation.
this is defamation.
Child court.
First of all, I'm killing that.
Child court?
Child court.
I'm killing the dance.
Your
by the
Honor.
way, I wasn't bombing with the dance. I'm
Your
good.
Honor,
At,
play the dance again. Jury, you
12 Angry Men.
Yeah, yeah.
He was dancing pretty
He
good.
was dancing well. He's white. It's like, and we're gonna base it off that. You guys, you 11 other guys.
Okay, well, I tell you what, guys. I think we have our closing segment. So for the closing segment, what we do
shit.
is we
He just plays pornography and we just watch.
We do eeny miny mo and we kill one of your family.
So
members.
here's the thing for the final. We're gonna do this new thing. I'm just starting it right now. We're gonna do our final segment. Okay,
Final segment.
our final segment for the Friendly Fire podcast.
Yes.
Have you guys ever? Sorry, we're gonna do the final segment now. Have you guys been to?
Where's this mind going?
Have you guys been to the?
He's just thinking if he locked his
If you
car
say
door.
electric force,
Electric Forest. If you guys go to Electric Forest.
Have you guys seen? Have you guys
you
been to
see Stacy.
Have you been to San Antonio?
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
Have you been to who you've been? Have you been to the zoo?
no.
I went there yesterday, or not yesterday. I guess it would have been 2 days ago now. And
Yeah, you went to the San Antonio Zoo Monday.
yeah, no, it was what day is it today?
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I went there Sunday.
hmm
Have you seen the? This is crazy, but have you seen the peacocks?
No.
The peacocks are cool, but I was like, where are the poop vaginas?
Oh God.
Yeah, I like the peacocks, but where are the turd pussies?
It took me a minute, and even then.
Wait, hey, where's the?
This is
Where's
final
the shit
segment?
coochie?
Is this the final
Why does
segment?
this feel like deja vu for
This
some
does
reason?
feel. Oh, you're getting deja vu?
Yeah, I feel
Tell
like
me, is
I
that
had it
deja
earlier.
vu?
Did you?
It's weird. I had it before we started.
You're probably wondering why I brought you here today.
Whoa,
What if the wall started caving in?
whoa. Ah!
Well, if you guys have anything you guys want to plug,
I saw a peacock on acid. I did acid at this. It's weird when you do acid with your friends and then they tell you last minute that it's at some farm, you know? Like we were just supposed to hang out, and then I show up to a farm. There's a fucking peacock, man, and nobody told me.
Dang, that's a great story, man.
was there any poop vaginas there?
There was not poop vaginas, but people played ultimate frisbee, and they were.
Getting after it?
I was with people that took it really seriously, and when you're on shrooms, competition is the last thing you
Yeah.
want. And this guy had this he had this roid energy, and it was throwing me off. And he was catching it, keeping 2 feet in bounds. He's like, "Fuck yeah!" And I'm just like, dude, I need to not do this. Let me hang out with a peacock again. You know what I mean? It was fun.
Do you like peacocks, Anthony?
Yeah,
They're cool birds.
I do. They're from India.
They are.
Yeah, peacocks are Indian.
What? Do you make Indian traditional food?
Yeah, I cook Indian food.
This guy cooks a mean.
What do
vindaloo.
you? When can we?
Do you like Indian food?
I do like Indian food.
I'll cook something.
Dude, I just had beef tartare.
I don't like raw
Dog
meat.
shit.
You don't like it?
I don't like raw
Awful.
meat.
I
Stuff.
like
dude.
it. I like beef tartare.
Oh, I had beef tartare. I shaved my head. What else has happened since the last time we spoke on this podcast? Matt is in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So that's updated. I shaved my head. Matt also shaved his head. Matt did it, and he looked way hotter than I did. Sometimes I'll be
Matt's a
editing.
hot guy,
Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes I'll be editing the podcast, and it'll cut from me to him, and I'll go, "That's insane." I was like, I gotta get somebody else on here that's like a bridge that I
Yeah.
can feel bad. Like I gotta get like a real uggo
Yeah.
on who's like the ugliest person in the Austin comedy scene.
This is
Let's
gonna
cut
get
it right
so
here.
Mean. This is gonna get so mean.
All right, thank you guys so much for listening to the Friendly Fire podcast. I will find that out. The next time you're gonna see
I was
this,
trying to think of something really funny to say that I know them, and it would be funny to say.
yeah, it would be funny to have the next. Okay.
I have a name in my head,
just
but I don't
ends.
know them well enough.
I have a
to
name.
really-
I have a name.
All right, thank you so much for listening to the Friendly Fire podcast, and like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. Bye bye.
Double click.